Good morning. You're watching PA Harness Week. I'm Sharla McBride. This week was all about getting derby-fied, and I was certainly feeling Derbylicious at Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs last Saturday. It was the biggest party north of Churchill Downs, and if you missed it, we've got you covered. We'll have those details coming up, plus all the wild racing action you can handle. It was a great Kentucky Derby celebration with lots of exciting races at Pocono and Harrah's, Philadelphia. We'll tell you all about it. And a little later, Kelly Connors catches up with the trainer of Golden Receiver Mark Harder. Plus, find out how Corey Callahan really stunk it up at the Meadowlands last Friday. The amusing details are coming up. It's racing's fastest paced half hour, and it's all starting right now on Comcast Sportsnet.
Explosive Matter wins the Colonial easily.
Underway.
Starting fast outside here is Brett Messenger into the early. Five and four the halftime. Just over 3 to go. At the top of the stretch.
Well, hello there, Kemosabe, and welcome to another exciting episode of PA Harness Week, the horse racing show that will never try to get you to harness your enthusiasm, but we will get you to envelop your enthusiasm for the sport of harness racing. Did I do that pretty good?
I liked it, yes.
Thank you. That was cool. By the way, what a great weekend we're talking about. Kentucky Derby Day was Saturday. I mean, was it happening? Harris, Philly had a great thing going on. Amazing stuff going on at Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs. And I got to tell you, you know what? If you're out there and you're into this game, gambling is a part of the game, as you probably know. So the Kentucky Derby, the exacta was $1,000. $1,000. Now think about this. How often do you hit an exacta for $1,000? Think about it.
I never have.
Okay, well, I did. Did you hit the Derby, Herbie? How'd you do, Chuck? All right, let me tell you something. This was a big day. And the best part about it was, and I'm going to walk you through this because it's too important if you're a gambler, is I don't think I have the ticket. My two buddies climbing out, but they got the ticket, and I don't think I have it. But then as I'm looking up, I'm going, wait a minute. There's a chance because my numbers are 149. The one was scratched. I put the favorites. I put Verrazano and Orb in with the 4 and the 9. And I'm going, wait a minute, I may have this. I go in my pocket. You know when you're playing poker and you're trying to draw to an inside straight or a flush and you're squeezing it out? Well, here I go. I go 4, 9. If the next one is a 14, I think I nailed this bad boy. 14, 16, I got it. Yes! It was so good. And it paid nearly $1,000. $991.80, something really incredible, which really made my day. So I hope you hit that bad boy too, okay?
You know what else was good?
What?
Even if you didn't hit the Derby,
Yeah.
Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs, it was a huge, awesome party. 2 cards that day. They had the hat contest. It was absolutely amazing. And, you know, put it on the calendar for next year because if you didn't get out there this year, you definitely want to be there, you know, next year.
Absolutely.
What year is that? 2014, right?
Something like that. Or 2014, whichever you prefer.
Yeah,
now,
if you can't make it to the Derby, you want to be at Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs or Harris Chester.
Let it not be said I don't share with my partner. So here, I made big money on Saturday, and I figured the least I could do, let's just go on to Bruce.
What? Wow. Oh, no, don't give any to the producer, Bruce.
Here, Bruce wants one. There you go. There you go. All right, Bruce took one. Look, you know what I say? If you make a few bucks, share and share alike, right? All right, let's get to the racing action. We're going to go to Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs. It was Saturday. It was a race called the Van Rose Memorial. Heather's got that for you.
Van Rose, he was a writer for the Times Leader, which covers up in Pennsylvania. Now, he covered all sports, but absolutely adored harness racing. He actually owned a couple horses over the years, just passed away in 2011. And let me tell you, I knew Van personally.
Really?
When my sister was driving, he used to cover her all the time when she was up there at Pocono Downs. So I'm so glad that they have this race for him. And it was a great, great race. These are older horses, older pacers, okay? Number 2 is Golden Receiver, the 1 to 5 favorite in here. Now, even though he's had a month off, and even though he had that 4th place finish at Harrah's, Philadelphia, still 6 for 7 this year, coming off of a killer qualifier. A couple other horses in the race, though, that could give him a run for the money. Number 3 is Fred and Ginger. Every year, he's racing against the best company in the entire entire country. He's no slouch. And number 5 is Versado. He's had the most starts so far this year and has a lot to show for it. He's already made $210,000 in 2013.
It's Sparky Mark, well-traveled pacer, now from third. Here's Golden Receiver. Hasn't raced in about a month, but 6 for 7 this year. The Superstar 1-5 favorite takes the lead now for George Knapp on the straightaway. Sparky Mark back to second, trying to string out the leader as best he can now. Inside, Fred and Ginger is third. Versado acquitted himself well in the Levy. First over for Romano now. Then it's Shuby's Place and Abelard Hanover at the back. To the half-mile marker, 54-2, 28-2 second panel. Fractions predictably slick here, and Golden Receiver about 1.25 lengths and willingly now. On the outside, Versado trying to pace him down there with Romano, only 1.5 lengths away. It's Sparky Mark in the pocket, a little bit loose there. Second over, Shuby's Place showing place about 3 back. Inside is Fred and Ginger with Abelard Hanover also moving up as well, but Golden Receiver still leads them all. 3/4, 122-3, 27-4 on the back. Golden Receiver by about 1 length over Versado. Inside, Sparky Mark is still a threat. Shuby's Place waiting out 3 wide now, and even further wide is Abelard Hanover. Top of the stretch, and now George Knapp asks for more for Golden Receiver, and he responds. He's out by 2.5. Up the inside, Fred and Ginger is closing, but Golden Receiver gonna pace away and hide late. Golden Receiver takes the Van Rose.
This track used to be one of Golden Receiver's like old stomping grounds, okay? And it's apparent that he loves this oval. 150 flat. It was like a stroll. He gets away third, and then George Napolitano just takes him to the front, you know, past the stands.
We should mention, by the way, that the horse qualified in 149.3. Hello.
Yeah, killer qualifier. So it shows it right here. He loves this track. He's in great shape right now. Sparky Mark finished second, and Fred and Ginger showed up for the show spot. Now, after the race, I heard that George Napolitano Jr. told Mark Harder, the trainer, that was so much fun. Thank you. That was great. And speaking of the trainer, Mark Harder, Kelly Connors caught up with him about this great horse.
Hey guys, we are here with trainer Mark Harder, one of the stars in his barn, Golden Receiver, a horse that is a fan favorite at so many tracks. Mark, I just have to get some background on this horse as to what age he was when he came to your barn, because he seems to be somewhat of a late bloomer.
Yeah, he was. He was unraced at 2. The owners bought him as a late 3-year-old, and I got him at the end of his 3-year-old year.
What do you have him poised for this season?
He's in all the same big dances that he was in last year, and we're here tonight for this invitational, and then the Meadowlands for the free-for-all series starts next week, and then he's busy for the year.
What do you think it is about this horse? He is one of my absolute favorite from the get-go. He has a Facebook page. He has so many followers. I mean, he has a huge following. What do you think it is about him?
He's a speed horse. He's a front-end horse. He's getting a call in every race, so he's there for everybody to see pretty much every week. And he's been winning some of the big ones, so I guess, like I say, because he's out in front a lot and gets a lot of calls, that's probably why that comes along.
And I understand that every time he wins some money, some part goes to a really good charity. Can you tell us about that?
The lady that bred him's an absolute sweetheart, and she retained 10% of the horse, and she's getting a lot of fun out of him, and she's giving back and giving to a great foundation to help the needy people.
That's absolutely wonderful. Did you ever know when you got him, like as a 3-year-old, that he would be poised for or have so much potential in him?
There was always potential. He was always fast, but he was goofy. He could do some silly things. He'd go sideways, pull up, but he could always go fast. Did I think he'd reach where he's reached now? Probably not. You're always hopeful that something like that will happen. But it's been fun.
I think he wants to get in on this interview now. He has a few words to say.
Yeah, he's ready to race and get home, like me.
That he is. A lot on the horizon for Golden Receiver. I know our fans are following him, and good luck. And thank you so much for doing this interview, Mark Harder.
Thanks, Kelly.
We'll send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Kelly, and thank you, Mark Harder. Congratulations on the 7th win out of 8 starts this year for the top-notch pacer, Golden Receiver. Stay with us when we come back. We're going to have some more action from Mohegan and Pocono Downs from that incredible card they had on Kentucky Derby Saturday. Don't go away.
Bullet Bob on top now, trying to fend off behind the Pied Piper.
When it's your time to shine, what will you do? At Mohegan Sun, wherever tonight takes you, it's your time to shine.
Hi, and welcome back to our show. Let's continue at Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs on the first Saturday in May. That doubleheader card, so much great stuff going on there. It's incredible. Saturday's fourth at Pocono, a condition pace for non-winners at $24,000 in their last 5 starts. 21 dimes on the line. Number 4, Bet on the Law was 1-2 with Brandon Simpson. Number 1, Chicago Hanover with Tyler Buter, and number 5, Townslide Hanover with Andrew McCarthy. We're both 5-1, and with the call, Jim Baviglia.
Bet on the Law should have a lot left here on the back. He's in front by 1.5 lengths, speeding things up, trying to get away from Southern Alley on the inside, and Chicago Hanover on the outside, who's now 2 back. Boxed in fourth there, Diamond Stick Pin. Townslight Hanover wants to go second over, but not much happening in front of him. Then comes Brody Song. Bet on the Law coasts the 3/4 in 124 even. Much faster on the back there, 26-4. Up top here, Bet on the Law, trying to shake Southern Alley, who's been in that pocket all the way. Outside now, Chicago Hanover is hanging. Townslight Hanover coming on out wide. Top of the stretch, Bet on the Law. Now Simpson asks for more. Southern Alley is all out from the pocket inside. Diamond Stick Pin, but Bet on the Law well rated early. That pays off late. He glides home to win by 2.
Number 7, Southern Alley, named after my eldest child, Alexis, I might add. Off at 12-1 with Matt Kikali. Left like a scalded cat and quickly made the top. Parking Bet on the Law to the corner. Bet on the Law soon cleared and had clear sailing from there as Bet on the Law won it by 2 in 1:50-3. Southern Alley was second. Number 3, Diamond Stick Pin, like the one I don't have here, but if I did have one, it would be right in my lapel, was third. And now with a preferred trot, here's Heather.
Thank you very much. The purse is $25,000. There's 2 even money favorites in here. Number 7 is Black Tux, a White Sox. He's just starting out his season. This is just his 4th start for conditioner, John Smedshammer.
And wouldn't that go great with my Diamond Stick Pin that I don't have on?
Yes.
I would think.
Number 4 is Beatgoeson Hanover. Racing really well, and he has the fastest time so far this year among this group in 1:52-1.
Waiting on a Woman has been unbeatable just about at Pompano with 9 wins in 10 races, usually on the front end just like this, and George Knapp sends him early. Pocket trip for the mare, definitely Mamie, who's taking a big step up. Now from 4th, Beatgoeson Hanover, coming off a track record mile last time out. First over for Tyler Buter, going right after the lead. Then on the outside there, that's Tober in 4th. Photo King stays in, and Black Tux White Sox at the back, and just like that, Beatgoeson Hanover makes the lead at the half in 57 even. 29-4 second panel, and now the mare Beatgoeson Hanover, about 1 3/4 to the good here. Inside, Waiting on a Woman, trying to move back up into the picture. First over, it's Carlson and Tober, making good progress here, coming up within 1.5 lengths of the lead. Black Tux White Sox ranging up behind that live cover 4th. Definitely Mamie now shuffled back to 5th with Photo King as the trailer, but Beatgoeson Hanover unhurried at 3/4, 124-3. 27-3 third panel. Beatgoeson Hanover still there by about 1 length. On the outside, Tober still striving. Inside, Waiting on a Woman has lost some ground. Further back to Black Tux White Sox. Top of the stretch, Beatgoeson Hanover now there by about 2 lengths. Far outside, Black Tux White Sox is closing well, but Buter taking a look back, knows he's got this wrapped up.
Definitely Mamie gets the first call, but Beatgoeson takes over from there. He just commands the front, ends up winning by 3 lengths in 1:53 flat. Tyler Buter is the winning driver, and we just had Tyler on the show a few weeks ago. Kelly Connors interviewed him, and she's like our good luck charm. Everybody she interviews goes on to like win more races.
Is that why they're standing in line to be interviewed by her?
Yes, it is. Exactly.
Yes.
Black Tux, White Sox, there for the place money. Waiting on a Woman, and why shouldn't you, was 3rd.
Okay, Saturday's 9th at Pocono. Non-winners is $17,000. Last 5 starts, $19,000 on the line. Number 1, Diamond Cowboy, which could go with the other horses too. With Andrew McCarthy was the 8-5 chalk. Number 3, I'm the Pied Piper. Trust in me, I'm the Pied Piper, and I'll show you where it's at. I know you don't remember that song. No. Unfortunately, I do. Was 3-1 with Matt Kikali. Number 4, Mo C. Terror with Jim Morrill Jr. was 7-2. And here's the call.
Bullet Bob on top now, trying to fend off I'm the Pied Piper, who confidently first over is now almost even. Diamond Cowboy watching all that develop in front of him quickly, swings to the outside, was worried about Bullet Bob as cover. And that in behind Mosey Terror had to stay there fourth. Now Star Party getting a good trip up the inside. Further back there to Art for Art's Sake. To the three-quarter pole, 122 and 2, 27 even as Bullet Bob dug in to fight off I'm the Pied Piper. Now out three wide. Here comes McCarthy with Diamond Cowboy. Mosey Terror getting a look behind that Star Party. An excellent trip. Top of the stretch. Bullet Bob is still there. Diamond Cowboy now coming up on him on the outside. It's Bullet Bob finding more. Diamond Cowboy all out. Late kick Mosey Terror. Bullet Bob has enough.
It was one gutsy performance by number 8 Bullet Bob with Georgie Knapp, who didn't get any breather between leaving and winning it a neck in 150 and 3. Diamond Cowboy, he was sharp too, coming first up and just getting nipped by Bob's Bullet. Mosey Terror was third. And stick around with us when we come back. We're going to be coming right here to Harris Philly, because they will not be sitting in the second chair behind anyone else, because Saturday they had a great racing card, and we're going to cover all that from stem to stern. Don't go away.
Statesman and Dial or No Dial throwdown. Statesman a half in front.
Feel the action. Get a taste of victory. Spice things up. And play to win. Mohegan Sun, off-track wagering. Allentown, Carbondale, East Stroudsburg. Always leave happy.
Hi, and welcome back to our show. We're going to go, as promised, here at Harris Philly. Had a great card on Saturday, and the biggest of the big, I'm talking the feature. Heather's got that one for you. Here it comes.
I do. Winners over Pacers. Purse, $30,000. Number 4 is Dial or No Dial. He's a favorite in here. You may remember he was our PA Harness Week Harris Philadelphia horse of 2012, right? And he's doing really well again this year. Number 6 is Statesman. He's fairly new to the U.S. He's a New Zealand import, really showing off a couple of starts here in America. And then number 1 is Nova Artist. Came to Pennsylvania after Dover Downs closed for their meet. Made the most money this year and has the fastest time this year among this field.
There's single file past us on the first occasion, and Statesman calls the shots, a length and 3/4 clear of Dial or No Dial, 1 3/4 more to European Union, pinned in by the first over Nova Artist as they head to the bridge turn. Nova Artist has gained to within 2.5 lengths of the lead up at the flank of Dial or No Dial. Voice of Truth was towed up second over to be 4 from the front. Better's Glass with 5.5 to make up, just past Transcending at the rear of the field. 54 and 4 for the half mile. This compact septet is covered by just 5.5 lengths, and Statesman maintains a 1.5 advantage over Dial or No Dial, holding second narrowly in the pocket from a stalled Nova Artist. Voice of Truth close enough if good enough. 3.5 off the lead, but he's going to have to circle stale cover. European Union has pace but nowhere to go with it inside the 5/16 marker. Then comes a 1.5 farther back. Better's Glass out wide of Transcending, a joint last 5 off the lead. 3/4 in 1, 22 and 2. 3/16 to go. Statesman trying to take them virtually all the way. Dial or No Dial's had a cozy pocket trip, and David Miller wedges wide as they come to the 8th pole. Statesman and Dial or No Dial throw down. Statesman a half in front. Dial or No Dial pushes right past, coming past the 16th.
Statesman fires out of there and looks really great on the front, right? But Dial or No Dial gets a sweet trip, and David Miller in the bike pulls off that last quarter in 26 and 2, and they win in 149 flat. Statesman held on for a strong second. European Union was third.
Next race, Heather's got that one for you.
I do. Non-winners of $12,500. Last 5 starts, the purse is $17,000, and this was the feature on Sunday. Number 4 is Catch Me Cullen, the 2-to-1 favorite. The New Zealand native has Hall of Famer Ron Pierce in the sulky. Number 7 is Feel Like a Fool. He's 5 years old. Raced against Stakes Company much of his life, and he has got $900,000 in the bank to show for it. Number 6 is Woodstock Hanover. This horse really couldn't get into the race at Pocono from post 8 last time out, but he's taking a step down in class. He looks really good in here.
Only 7 lengths would cover the lot through a 55-second half mile. Up the backstretch, Catch Me Cullen still a length and a half to the good. From Sky Mesa, joined wide by Woodstock Hanover. Feel Like a Fool carried to within 3 lengths of the lead, wide of a Sweet Ride. 1.5 away, next the outer, Casimir Camotion, Lollipop Kid. Buried in traffic, 5 from the front, 2 off last. Up front, Country Boy to the quarter pole. It is Catch Me Cullen. Still with that length and a half advantage. Woodstock Hanover's trying to close in, chipping away at that advantage. Now a length away down the outer. Sky Mesa will await the open stretch. Feel Like a Fool carried 3 wide as they come to the top of the lane. 3/4, 124 and 3. Inside the 8th pole, it is Catch Me Cullen, a length in front. Woodstock Hanover driven on. Sky Mesa giving chase. Out wide, Feel Like a Fool with late pace up to the line. Photo finish.
There were 3 right there at the wire. There is no fooling the high-tech, state-of-the-art photo finish machine. It was Feel Like a Fool winning, and 152 and 1 with Montrell Teague in the bike for his daddy trainer.
Who's your daddy?
George Teague Jr. They have a come-from-behind effort. Catch Me Cullen race super on the front, right there also. And then Woodstock Hanover, he had a really great first-over effort, and he was right there. Oh, what's wrong?
What stinks?
Oh, I forgot to put deodorant on.
Oh, man. I don't think this is it. Okay, something stinks up at the Meadowlands, and we'll tell you all about it, so don't go anyplace.
Tonight, it's ladies' night. The lights are low, and the stakes are high. Sometimes ladies' night is just a date night in disguise. At Mohegan Sun, wherever tonight takes you, it's your time to shine.
Feel the action. Get a taste of victory. Spice things up. And play to win.
Get it!
Mohegan Sun, off-track wagering. Allentown, Carbondale, East Stroudsburg. Always leave happy.
Hi, welcome back. And as promised, we're going to go to the Meadowlands where they had a big stink going on. It wasn't the usual stink. It was kind of a different stink. It happened during the course of the 5th race. Now, this is pretty bizarre. All of a sudden, while they're contesting the race, out on the track comes a skunk, as in a rodent. And as you can see in the video right there, take a look. You'll see the video?
Yes.
See the skunk?
Yes.
You do see the skunk.
Well, kind of.
Kind of see the skunk? Well, there's a skunk. Anyway, the whole thing, the crazy thing was, Andy Miller's horse made a break, and the skunk spewed all kinds of stuff. And the guy who took the brunt of it was driver Corey Callahan, who did have a change of clothes, but did not have a change of helmets. So he had to continue with the rest of the night smelling like a skunk. And our Sharla caught up with him to find out what happened.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with 2 drivers, Corey Callahan, Andy Miller. We're going to start with you, Andy. We're going to talk about the 5th race last Friday at the Meadowlands. What went down?
We're going in the first turn, and I look out on the middle of the track there, and there's a skunk there. So we're already into the race, so there's nothing to do. And about halfway through the turn there, the skunk decides to head back in front of us and come right into the middle of the race. And my horse jumped it, and then my wheel went over it, and the skunk hit it right through the middle of the pack.
Now, were you unscathed?
Yeah, other than the horse making a break and not having any chance, it didn't bother me.
So you were the lucky one. You were the unlucky one. Tell us where you were when the skunk happened.
Yeah, I was, I think, 4th on the rail. Campbell was 3rd on the rail. We were the 2 that kind of got it the worst. You know, I mean, I don't really know what happened. I saw his horse, veering away from the skunk, and then I looked down, and, my horse was going over top of it. So, it was funny, after we finished the mile, I was like, oh, my God, do you smell that? You know what I mean? Well, I thought everything was going to be fine. We went back in the paddock, and I'm like, it's not going away, and I'm smelling myself and everything. And so I had to drive a couple races that way. And then I went up and took a shower, and I thought everything was fine. And it was still there. It was all over my helmet. It was stuck, in this leather right here. And I mean, Roxanne's doing a really good job of getting it out with all these home remedies, so hopefully it's okay by this weekend.
Good stuff, huh? Really
Yeah.
good stuff. Amazing.
I didn't even notice that Corey smelled bad.
Well, Corey noticed. That was the important thing. All right, let's go to Race the Meadowlands. That was not a stinker. Okay, it was the 6th race on the card. It was the feature, the $100,000 Meadowlands Maturity. Now, if you're one of those immature horse players, hopefully you didn't play this race. Well, you know, whatever. This field of trotters was really amazing, and Heather's got the race for you.
Yes, I do. Number 1, Guccio, the better choice, coming back really looking good this year. Number 6, Modern Family. He's won 7 out of 10 races so far this season. And number 3 is Goo Goo Gaga. He's the world champion who misbehaved a little bit last year. Everybody's kind of wondering what's he going to be like in 2013. This is his first start back, and he's 10-1 in here.
As they reach the half-mile marker in 56 seconds flat, and further back to my MVP, who trails as they head around the far turn, and Magic Tonight leads at a length. Silvato is racing in second. Uncle Peter wheels to the outside. Modern Family picks up his cover second over. Guccio gaps cover on the turn. He's about 6 lengths from the lead right now. Toward the inside is Little Brown Fox. Goo Goo Gaga is stuck behind Guccio, and there's a 4-horse breakaway up front, and Magic Tonight is in front through 3/4 and 124-2. Uncle Peter trying to wear him down on the outside. Silvato needs some racing room. Trot is trapped in behind the leader, and Modern Family has 2 lengths to make up, looking to kick off cover. Uncle Peter trots to the front. Modern Family is charging up on the outside. Silvato up the rail. It's Modern Family who's getting up.
It was a game of musical lead changes with Uncle Peter.
Uncle Peter!
He had the front first. Magic Tonight then took over Uncle Peter. Uncle Peter! Took over again, but when they crossed the finish line, it was neither one of them. It was actually Modern Family with a second over trip, winning in a career best of a 151 flat.
What about Uncle Peter?
He held on for second.
Oh, wow.
And Guccio was third, both of them trained by Jimmy Takter. But the winning trainer was Daryl Beer of Modern Family. Okay, winning driver, Tim Teague, and we caught up with Timmy about this race.
Yeah, you know, he got in with some tigers, like you said, and he beat all them tigers, so maybe he's going to be one of the tigers now, but you know, he did everything right. I left with him, I got shuffled back, I ended up being second over, got a great trip out of it, and you know, down the lane, my horse just trotted right away from him, so I was very, very happy with him, and you know, thank God for Daryl let me drive him. He's got him really on his toes right now, and he feels good, and you know, he made one of the first big stake races of the year. He got the job done.
Thank you, Timmy. And we got one more dance to show you. Another race. It was a big one from Freehold Raceway. It was a trot for 3-year-olds, and it was a goodie, too, okay? Don't you forget it. With Yannick Gingras and Ron Burke was the 3-5 chalk, but Celebrity Maserati, yes, indeed, with Tom Jackson, hit a passing gear, and he went by, don't you forget it, like he was standing still. Time of the mile, 1:58.3, and that's going to do it for this edition of PA Harness Week. And for all of us here, including Bruce Casella, Kelly Connors, Sharla McBride, and my lovely partner, Heather Vitale, I'm Steve Ross, reminding you to pick up the pace and get high on harness.
It's only natural.
There they go. Explosive Matter wins the Colonial easily. Underway.
Starting fast outside there. Brett Messenger to the air.